Hello and welcome to another episode of the So Here For It podcast. My name is Amy Mingan and today we are talking some neuroscience. We're talking about how easy and not easy it is to change. We're going to be talking about your identity and we're going to be talking about how on earth you can utilize a new identity to stick to something. Because I know last week I'm talking about discipline and consistency, and this week we're stepping into a bit of part 3 of that. We're going to go deeper because one of the things that I get consistent feedback about is that I'm consistent. This is the perception of people around me. People perceive that I just keep going and I just keep going and I just keep going. And in a health sense, absolutely. In a business sense, absolutely. In relationships, absolutely. You want me to tell you what my top 3 values are? Health, love, and wealth. What are the 3 things that I just said that I'm consistent with? My health, my relationships, and my business, right? So usually when somebody's saying to me that they can't be consistent or they're having trouble actually continuing on, you think about it. If you have a business and you're showing up on social media and it's good while it's good, and then all of a sudden you just fall off the wagon. Or put it into a 6-week challenge and you're going to do the 6-week challenge with the gym, but you get 3 weeks in and then all of a sudden something happens and you stop doing it. Are you one of these people? The only time we fail is when we stop, but you can get right back on. This is the thing. A lot of people tell themselves that they've failed. So why would they continue? The reason why you continue is because this is what you're here to do. The reason why you get back on, even if you feel like you've had a day off or multiple weeks off, you get back on because this is what you're here to do. This is what you're here to share. This is what you're here to experience. This also shows me where somebody's values are. Let's take health, for example. If somebody says that their health is their number 1 value, I will be able to see that straight away. I'll be able to see that in their vitality, how they carry themselves, how confident are they, how do they speak to themselves, how do they feed themselves, do they exercise, how much nature time are they getting, are they doing self-care? I will be able to see it straight away. The only time something perceivingly bad happens is when we get off track with our values. So I want you to have a little audit of yourself right now and be like, well, if I'm in conflict with myself internally, usually it's just a misalignment of your values. How do you know what your values are? Have a look at your behaviors. What are you spending the most time on? What are you avoiding? What are you resistant to? There's a version of me in the past who was very resistant to having to go first all the time. Version of me in the past who was just so annoyed that all these people were looking to me to be their leader. Why did I always have to go first? Why is it always up to me? Why do I have to drive so many things? Do you want to know why? There's a really good reason why. Because I have it in me. I have it in me to be self-motivated, to be self-validating, to be in alignment with my values, to take aligned action every day. But so do you. So I want you to have a think about this. All right, what do I value? What are my behaviors showing? Are you valuing entertainment more than actually showing discipline on your values? Because let me tell you this, it's not going to always feel good. I spent a good maybe hour prior to recording right now, pondering and thinking and wondering and kind of procrastinating before I got on here to record this. The most important thing is I'm hitting record and I'm doing it right now. Does it always feel like the absolute best thing in the world? No, but you show up anyway. The thing that holds most humans back is our emotions. So if you let your emotions run the gauntlet for you every single day, there's a good chance that's what's holding you back. Now, the people who are the most successful, they're actually not always the people with the highest IQ. They're not even the people with the highest EQ. They are the people who do what they say they're going to do. They are the people who hold themselves accountable. They are the people that, regardless of how they're feeling, they still do the things that they set out to do. Does this mean that it's a recipe for burnout? No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to hustle until you fall over. What I'm saying is, if you are saying that health is your number 1 value, but you're not showing up for your health, then we need to talk. If you are saying that wealth or building wealth or investing is part of your values and it's up there in your top 3, even heck in your top 5 or 10, if money's important to you, which by the way, if you're in business, it really should be. It's not just about helping people. It is actually about getting paid for the value that you bring to the world. Really, really important. So if you're avoiding money, guess what's going to happen? Money's going to avoid you. If you keep discounting everything and you're not valuing yourself, you're teaching the whole world exactly what to do and how to treat you. So bring money up higher on your values list and you go, well, what's the version of me who values money? What does she do? And so if I answer that for myself right now, she manages her money. She has different accounts allocated for different things. So when the tax bill comes, I can pay my tax. When the BAS bill comes, I can pay my BAS. When there's a supplement order that I've got to make for a client, it's paid. All of these things are accounted for. I'm constantly putting money away for travel because that's important to me. I'm constantly putting money away for a little bit of entertainment with my kids so that it doesn't get to that point where it's like the kids want to do something and I'm like, oh no, that's too expensive, because it's very easy to do that, right? But if you have clarity around your money, you have clarity around your numbers and exactly what's being allocated into what, it is actually really easy to be like, well, that money's allocated for that. Let's go do that. And it feels actually so abundant in every single facet of life because it's already accounted for. The only time that you're in scarcity is when you lack clarity. And I'll say that again. The only time you are in scarcity is when you lack clarity. So I'm going to bring this into the realm of business right now. Do you have clarity on your offers? Do you have clarity on who you're serving? Do you then have clarity on who's coming into your business? Do you have leads coming in? Do you have people who are booking discovery calls? And are you clear about what you're offering on discovery calls? Because as soon as you are, it becomes a no-brainer option. People are going to get on those calls and say yes. People are going to reach out to you on your social media because it is so clear. You are being clear with them. Clarity brings so much more to you. Clarity is abundance. If you're feeling clouded and you're feeling confused, the brain will make things up. It is a well-worn track. If we fear something, you're either in fear or you have clarity. You're either in lack or you're in abundance. There's no real middle ground there. So I want you to notice, what is the wording that comes in through your mind, or what's the feeling inside of your body when you go to purchase something, when you know that you want something that you don't have yet, when your books are a little bit quiet and you're like, oh, I'd really like another client. Are you coming from that scarcity place? Or are you coming from that, all right, well, what is the value that I'm bringing today and how can I serve my clients, knowing full well what I bring is valuable, knowing full well that what I deliver is beyond their wildest dreams? Because I want you to know this. It is, and you are good enough, and you already have everything inside of you to do great things in this world. And the thing that is holding you back is the clouded emotions. Let's now move to the next track inside of this, because this is a really important part. Our default mode inside of our nervous system is always going to go towards scarcity. So if you're like, oh, Amy, I'd really like to make these changes, but scarcity comes up for me every day. You know what? That is so human and it is so normal. And I'm not saying that this is going to be like a click of your fingers and everything will change, but for some people it will. But what I want to say is it is a well-worn track. Scarcity is well-worn because why? It keeps you safe. Your subconscious mind is like, well, we know how to do scarcity really well. It keeps us safe. It keeps us in the same spot. It keeps us comfortable. But you want to know the problem with comfort? Have you ever slept on a pillow that's so fluffy, but then by the end of the night, it's flat on the bed? It's not so comfortable. Why is that? Because anything that's overly comfortable becomes painful over time. And it might not be painful physically. It might be painful mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It boxes you in. Comfort is a box. Do you want to stay in a box? I don't know. I really don't. Maybe a box is handy from time to time because you want to stand on top of something. 100%. That's perfectly fine. You want to find out they're your values. You're going to stand on top of your values, right? But you're not going to just go do this well-worn track of like scarcity, pain, fear for your whole life. That is one track that will continue in that more chaotic mode if you don't use your free will. But I want to let you know you definitely have free will. So that's the good news right now. But here's the big but. It's like to go this way, it feels really hard. It's not a well-worn track. It's going to take repetition. It's going to take you regulating your nervous system every single day. You're not going to listen to a meditation once and all of a sudden miraculously feel comfortable in the growth zone. That's not how it works. You regulate yourself with your breath. You regulate yourself by looking after yourself. Look after your vessel. This is why health is so important to me, because it is the foundation to everything. How do you grow without having a healthy vessel? It literally cannot happen. Once your vessel is clear, you're actually way more in tune with your intuition as well, which is going to be a whole other episode, which I cannot wait to share with you. I'll probably do that one next. Oh my goodness. For you to get this repetition of do the hard thing, just go do it. Just go do it. Stop sitting in this scared state, because I want you to fast forward all the way to it's your 90th birthday and you're surrounded by friends and family. And you want to be able to say, gee, I'm so glad that I did this, and this when I was in my 30s and 40s. You want to have some good stories to tell. You want to be able to say, hey, I risked it and this is how it worked out. You want to be able to say you loved with your full heart. Not that person who's like, I'll never love again because my heart got broken. No, you go back in there and you keep loving. Oh, my business isn't growing, so I can't possibly show up on social media. No, you keep showing up until it starts to work. It hasn't worked yet because you haven't continued. That's the only reason why. And it might be easy for me to say this because I might be at my chapter 12 to your chapter 1. Doesn't matter. I still want you to start wherever you are. This is relevant no matter what level you're on. This is relevant for me. This is a inside woman of value. I give them sermons sometimes. I'm like, oh, it's time for a sermon. And they got one this week. And I talked a little bit about this. What is your well-worn track? How do you actually use your free will to become the main character again? Because you're defaulting back to fear mode, back to this non-playing character and NPC. That's where all the chaos is. That's where the life's okay. That's where that's happening. You need to take a risk. You need to bet on yourself. You need to start changing. And change happens in the growth zone. So let's wrap this in a bow and say it's time for you to, number 1, recognize what your values are. Number 2, start living in alignment with them every single day so there's less internal conflict. You can't be the health person who's wandering around with 30 extra kilos on. And I know that's really controversial for me to say that, but it's true. And you know it, and it's an internal thing that a lot of people are hiding behind this protective layer. So it's time to do something about it. If you need a hand, I have Catalyst program, reach out to me. I actually have a lot of health practitioners who reach out to me because this is my zone of genius. Now in business, you can't have a healthy business without showing up, without having clear offers, without having clarity, without showing people exactly who you are and how you help them. And if you need help with that, reach out to me. Send me a DM and say, Amy, I'm at this stage. I know it's time and I need your help. I also have a load of free information on my Instagram. So go on there and have a look at it. I give you literally step by step how to get a client this week. There's freebies you can download. Follow the exact steps and you will get a client. It happens all the time. I have my Packages Are the Answer course. I have Queen Speak. I have Presence. There are so many courses you can do that are really low cost, but just start with where you're at. And coming up soon, I am going to be running another masterclass. So come along to that. So there are so many things coming up. There is so much momentum right now, and I want to bring you along. But it doesn't happen while you're over here in the comfort zone. It doesn't happen while you're doing this well-worn track of fear or scarcity. I want you to bet on yourself, and I want you to come with me. Because I'm over here living abundance. I'm over here doing the growth things and feeling a little bit like every day. Do something that scares you. Reach out to the person. Book the discovery call. Even if you're scared, just do it. Do the exercise. Even if you feel like, do the thing. You'll feel so much better for it. It's going to help you build long-term dopamine, really healthy reward system internally, and that's going to help you believe in yourself more. So go ahead. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. If it's your first time listening, thank you so much for joining. There is such a wealth of info for you to go binge and listen to. Let me know how it goes for you. Send me a DM on social media. Would love to hear from you, and I will speak to you in the next episode.